Jai Gurudev, everyone. Today, we will be talking about the body language. And the body language is really, really important when it comes to communication. Communication, be it you talk about the formal communication, non-formal communication, even if it's Hindi, English, any other language. So, this body language plays a really, really important role in your communication, or rather we can say in your effective communication. So in order to follow this video, I'll start couple of slides wherein I'll tell you about the body language, what are the key areas, what are the key things which you need to be focused on while you are focusing or communicating with someone, one. And second, later on with follow-up, we will also play a game in order to understand the body language essence or essentials, the importance of body language. So let's begin this video, and I'm going to share. Okay, so let's understand first of all what is body language. So body language is basically when you talk to somebody, so obviously we speak from our own language, but in addition to it, we need to be involved with our dialogues, with your face expressions, and with that emotion which you actually feel in. Because when you feel happiness within you, your voice will also portray the same thing. So let's move ahead. So the first thing, in order to understand, the most important thing in communication is to hear what isn't being said. When I'm saying it, what I mean is, let's suppose if I say that I'm happy. So when I'm saying it, I'm happy, this is the word. But am I actually happy? That is something which you'll understand from my expressions, from my body language. Because if I'm happy, obviously I'll have a different tone in my voice. So that is something which will denote you that yes, you are happy. Let's move ahead and understand these different faces, these different body languages. And I would also need, if you understand, you can also participate. It's what you don't say that counts. So sometimes when you are in the public and you say something, but your body language says something else. So let's look at one by one. So the first girl in the left, wearing a black dress. So what is she saying? She's saying not open to communicating. The reason is the folding hand, which she has done it. When you are in this mode, that clearly shows that you are not in communicating mode. Okay, so this is called blockage. One. Let's look at the another guy who is wearing a aviator glass and headphone and the bag in the behind and blue jeans. So what is he saying? Hiding something, but what? He's actually not making an eye contact with the person whom he has to speak. So what is he doing? He's hiding. He's not paying attention to the person whom he has to speak. Let's look at the another one who is in the coat, in the suit properly. So he is looking hostile attitude, little insecure, aggressive, or the most important thing, when he's folding his hand, this posture, this always shows that he's closing his brain. He's not open to the conversation. Closed mind. The correct term is called closed mind. That he's closed from his mind. He's not willing. Okay, fantastic. Let's move ahead to the another girl, who is looking smiling, who looks interested, but actually she's in a defensive mode. When you are in this posture, that means you will be listening to that person for sure, but you will be listening that person to answer back. Often what happens, you're listening to the people with two reasons: one, to understand, and second, to reply back. If you are in this situation, that means you are feeling little superior to yourself, that, oh, I know everything. That is the reason she's smiling. Okay, so this is called defensive. Defensive means that you will be protected. If you say anything to this girl, she will bounce back, she will retaliate. Okay, let's look at the next guy who is in blue t-shirt and blue jeans. What is he saying? Thinks you are stupid. Because while you are communicating with somebody, okay, and he is putting his hands in the pocket, that means he is feeling himself super confident. He is feeling overconfident by knowing everything in the world. So he's not even attentive, or in short, we can say impatient, that he's not willing. He say, oh, you say whatever you have to say, but I know what do I have to answer. So these are certain body language postures. Okay, body language includes postures, gestures, non-verbal communication, and the communication which we always do. So these are some of the posture which talks about the non-verbal communication, which we also call it body language. Okay, let's move ahead. So next, understand body language is a non-verbal communication involving body movement. That's very simple. It's a lame, I would say it's just an definition which we can incorporate as a body language. People in the workplace convey a great deal of information without even speaking through gestures, postures, and expressions. I hope it makes very, very clear. Gestures, we just talked about. Posture, the way you sit. If you're sitting cross-legged, if you're sitting, without paying an eye contact, these are postures. We'll talk about these more detail in following. And expressions. If you are talking to somebody, let's say a receptionist, if she's talking with you with an open smile, that's an expression of welcoming. If a person, let's say in the government offices, no offense to anybody, but if you go to the government offices, because they are already irritated, so they are not welcoming you for sure. Even if you visit any SBI bank nearby, they won't welcome you for n number of reasons, because they are anyways irritated. Okay, so that is another expressions. Okay, let's move ahead to the another. Okay, body language includes gesture, posture, movements, and expression that people or that person uses to communicate. That is something which we now understand. What is the percentage level of these elements? So very, very important. Verbal, we have 7%, to be very honest, because now in this dynamic world, people do not, I repeat, people do not go by with your words. They look at your vocal intonation. I mean, there is a movie also in PK, which clearly denotes the same thing. Okay, which says, oh, that this O sound denotes a lot of things. Oh, that means you are talking about as a shock. Oh, you are shocked. Oh, mujhe sikha raha. That was another dialogue from that movie. So these all are called intonation, pitches, pauses, where you use it. That is, now most important is your body language, which is 55% when it comes to communication. I hope it's making sense, though we will talk about these more detail further. Okay, so let's move ahead. Another one. Why is body language so important? I'm sure this question would definitely come into your mind, because in day-to-day life, we do not follow all these body languages. But what do? We talk to the people and we communicate. And I think that's more than enough. But still, why do we say body language is really, really important? And why do we say that it's really important? So let's understand. People remember more of what they see than what they hear. Very important thing. Now let's understand this point. When I'm saying now we are in the visual world, we do not like to hear things. We like to view things. Like, let's understand, if somebody is telling you something verbally over the tone, you might not recall it, or you might not remember everything, every moment. However, if that thing is being told with a picturization, with a videography, so that thing will always stay in your brain, because visual stays longer than a voice. And I think for that, the best example is YouTube, because now in the YouTube, everything is visualizing. You can talk about social media. This is all visualizing, right? Let's look at the another point. Long after a meeting, we are likely to have forgotten the exact words someone used, but we may retain a vivid image of some person's facial expressions. Now let's understand. Imagine if you visited any of the meeting, official or maybe some personal meeting, or maybe any wedding. So what do? We go there, we often forget the words, the what has been told or what was told to you. However, you always remember that person's expressions. Imagine you've gifted somebody, let's say, a mobile. So you may not remember the words he or she said to you, but you will always remember what was his expression. He was so happy, or he was very excited when you met him, right? Let's suppose you are returning from your holidays and you go to your hometown and you see your mom. So you may not remember what exactly your mom has told you, but you will always remember how happy she was. Do you agree on to this? Are you all with me? Okay, fantastic. So therefore, the body language is really important. So it should always be in sync with what you are saying, whatever you are saying. So that's really, really important. Let's move ahead. We'll take a couple of more slides and then probably we will start the game. Okay, let's understand. And after looking this picture, I'm sure you'll be able to make out few things. So let's understand what is being written here. What we are trying to deliver through verbal means might not be exactly similar to what we are delivering from our non-verbal means. Let's suppose I am going to give you one example. Imagine you are very much occupied in your household work, and all of a sudden you see somebody or some guest at your door. I'm sure you anyways have to welcome them, but you are not willing because you are tired. You've been working throughout the day. Now, what do you have to do? You will be welcoming from your face or from your tone. However, your body language is not supporting. Reason, that's something which she is portraying here. That she is, maybe she might say you are right, but with her expression, she is not accepting that fact. So those situations, imagine if you have let's say your favorite dish with you and somebody asked you to share it. And as we've been told from our childhood that sharing is a good habit, we are going to share it, but of course our body language would be different. We won't be happy enough to share it. We might share it, but our body will say something else. However, our tone of voice will say something. So these are few examples to understand how non-verbal communication and verbal communication is important. Okay, so let's take the last slide of today, and then probably we'll take it that the game. Believed, when verbal and non-verbal cues contradict one another. When I say cues, mean those are the hints. Okay, we'll talk about it. So the non-verbal cues are more likely to be believed. Non-verbal. Body language speaks even when you don't. Imagine you're sitting idle in your room and you're not happy. You are not saying a single word to your family. However, your family will still understand. They will come back to you and say, what happened? Why are you sitting sad? Or why are you sitting all alone? The reason, your body language talks, even if you are not talking. Does it happen? Does this happen with you, all of you? True. That's something is, so that is something which we believe. Even if most often we have asked our mom or people, we often ask them that how are you? They always say I'm okay or I'm fine. However, their body language does not say they are okay. Even if you are ill, people ask you how are you? You always say I'm okay. But actually, do you really? Are you really okay? No, you're not. So your body language is more, your voice of tone, the way you portray, the way you talk, that is more important. Okay, so that's it about the slide, and now we will go ahead and play that game. Okay, and I want each one of you to be a little attentive, and let's come back. So you have your paper and you have your colors, right? Fantastic. Just show me the sheet. Okay, fantastic. Okay, fine. Now what you need to do, you all need to draw anything. Anything you can draw. Okay, but make sure it has to be little big. Do not draw a small flower. Okay, so it has to be big, should be covered that sheet. The sheet which you have, it should covered, and you'll be given, let's say, 5 minutes. Okay, so within that 5 minutes, just try and draw something. Only 5 minutes. Okay, not more than that. Try, draw it, and put some colors into it. Fast, go for it. Everybody. Time's up, guys. Everybody. Okay. So now for each one of you, I'll give you 1 minute only. Okay. Only one minute. Fine. You don't have to show your painting, whatever you've drawn. What do you have to do? You have to use your non-verbal communication to share what you have drawn. And when I say non-verbal communication means you'll have to your body language, your face, your hands, no lip movement, nothing. And let's see how good and how effective you are. Okay, you don't have to draw, you just have to make us explain. You have to explain us that how or whatever you've done. And the colors, again, that's something which you'll have to identify. How are you going to tell me or tell us that which color have you used? All right, let's understand. So I would like Punima to go first. Yes, Punima, please. So let's, okay, Punima, over to you. Only 1 minute, so you will not be given much time. So it's 37. Your time starts now. Go ahead.
Waterfall.
No, no, Ashwini, stop it. I did not ask you to guess it now. Let her
Sorry.
complete 1 minute, then probably we'll come back to each one of you. You can make a note in your paper. What is she depicting? What is she showing? What is she telling you? Okay, last 10 seconds. Be fast. Don't miss out anything what all you have drawn. Okay, time's up. Thank you. Thank you, Punima. We'll come back to you. Okay, what all you have understood, we'll come back to you. Okay, let's move ahead to Neeta Di now. Or, yeah, let's go ahead. Neeta Di, yes, over to you. Mm-hmm. Okay, last 10 seconds left. Be fast. Okay, that's it. Okay, please go ahead. Mm-hmm. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Neeta Di. Okay, we'll come back to you. Next is Sagar Bhaiya. Yes, Sagar Bhaiya. Please go ahead. You don't have to unmute yourself, not needed. No, no, you don't have to speak. Go ahead. Go ahead. Start. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, no lip reading, no lip movement. Okay, last 10 seconds left. Okay, thank you. I think it's done. Okay, last but not the least, Ashwini. Yes, Ashwini, please go ahead. Okay, last 10 seconds left. Okay, time's up. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. You all were fantastic. Let's come back. And what I'm going to ask each one of you, except Purnima. Yes, Neeta Di, Sagar Bhaiya, and Ashwini, tell me what Purnima has drawn. Tell me.
I think cloud, bird, river,
Okay. Cloud, bird, river,
scenery,
and
and
waterfall.
scenery.
scenery.
Okay.
He draws scenery. I think.
Ashwini.
Maybe in scenery, it's maybe waterfall also.
Okay. Waterfall. Sagar Bhaiya. Unmute, unmute.
I got the river one only. I didn't guess anything.
Okay. Only river. Okay. All right. Purnima, show your painting. What have you drawn?
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So no river.
Cloud and tree.
Okay. Thank you,
Only
Purnima.
tree.
Thank you. Thank you.
Only tree.
Okay, let's come back to Neeta Di now. Neeta Di, okay, you don't have to tell me. Purnima, Ashwini, and Sagar. Please tell me what she has done.
She is picturized of book, flower,
Temple.
bird, and hut.
Ashwini, say that again, a bit louder, please.
She is picturization of picture of book, flowers, birds, and huts.
Okay, nice. No, no, Neeta Di, no. Yes, Sagar Bhaiya, tell me.
I think there's a temple and
Okay,
somebody who's reading book.
okay. In temple, somebody is reading a book.
Yeah, and praying to
Okay,
God.
okay. Purnima,
I think she tried to make bouquet.
bouquet,
Yeah, flower,
flower
flower
bouquet.
bouquet. Yes,
She was
and
doing like that.
one of the
Okay,
girl, one of the
uh-huh,
girl, she is. I felt like one of the girls. She is smelling the flowers and also reading from the book.
uh-huh. Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Yes, Neeta Di, show me your picture. Show us what have you made. What is
Book.
it?
Can you put the spotlight
In book
on?
cover, book cover,
Just show that again.
ABC,
Show that
flower,
again once.
smiley, and
Show that again. Show that again once more.
Okay, smiley book है.
book, flower, smiley, butterfly, and angel.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Next, Sagar Bhaiya. So tell me what has he made? Everybody.
Maybe he made Krishna Bhagwan.
Okay.
Maybe.
Krishna Bhagwan. Okay. Punima.
I felt like Sagar made a temple, and sometimes I felt like he made a house with small windows.
Okay. Fantastic. Yes, Neeta di.
I think he made hut, tree, driving, fish. I know down
Okay.
these things.
Fine. Yes, Sagar Bhaiya. Show us what have you done. Okay. It's nearly. So hut is
Okay.
right. Just put your paper a little up so that we can see the bottom
And
one. Okay. There
Hut,
was a car also.
there's a car,
Okay.
and there's a
Okay.
duck.
There is a duck.
Okay.
There's no water.
Okay. Fine. So that was close. All right. Nice. Thank you. Okay. Next, Ashwini. Everybody.
uh, I think made boat, hut,
Okay.
and tree.
Boat, hut, and tree. Okay. Yeah.
I think he made a tree, a boat, and some water around the tree.
Okay. Yeah. Sagar Bhaiya.
I got the hut only.
Okay. Hut only. Yes, Ashwini. Show us what have you made.
Mm,
Okay. So there are
There's no water.
mountains. There is a boat. There are trees. Okay. A lot more. Good. Wonderful. So this was just an example. This was just an example that how difficult it becomes when you do not have to speak and you have to communicate your thought. And that is your 55% of the area where you need to communicate. So just understand, if you can understand a non-verbal communication or your body language is perfect. So trust me, even if you don't speak or you speak very less, your communication will be shared to the other person. And we used to do it actually. I'm telling you, when we all were kids, we all used to do it. And we all used to do it very beautifully. However, when we started speaking, we forget to, sync our body language with our communication because we understood it now. We know how to manipulate the words with our expression. We are not okay, but we still say, I'm okay. Yeah, we often say that because we have learned that habit of manipulating the words. Whereas when we all were kids, and if I'm hurt, I will never ever say that I'm okay. My body language will also say that I'm hurt, and even my expressions will also say I'm hurt, and my words will also say I'm hurt. So that was the perfect communication. All right. So there will be a lot more which we will talk about in terms of body language. And this was the class 1. And in this following entire week, we will be talking about the body language. And we will also come back with a lot of other games in order to understand the body language importance and how to be more effective into it. All right.